Good afternoon, everybody. Silverbolt here, back for a Transformers review. It is, of course, New Year's Eve, so I will say this now, because I'm not going to be saying it at midnight, because, well, I will be saying it at midnight, but I won't be saying it on YouTube at midnight. I will say it all to you now. Happy New Year. I really sincerely hope you all have a great 2010. Okay, but going to be reviewing, as per the title page, obviously, Cybertron Hotshot. Now, Hotshot in Transformers Cybertron has a bit of a continuity problem with him, and it's one of the glaring inconsistencies that's available in Cybertron. And Hotshot's character is one of the big ones, because in Armada, he's this annoying, headstrong little twat who thinks he's all that and really isn't. In Energon, that character is changed into this mature leader, who, though, still shouts a lot. Yeah, it seems to be a thing about animes. I don't know if anyone watches Bleach, but the main character just seems to Ichigo just seems to shout an awful lot. I don't know why he feels the need to shout, especially since the fact that the guy's ginger with spiky hair. You know, you'd really think he'd try and hide in the background, but never mind. Anyway, I digress, as per usual. So in Armada, you have him as the cocky, arrogant hothead. In Energon, he's become this quite mature leader, which you see at the end of Armada. But because Transformers Cybertron was supposed to be in the Japanese release of it as Galaxy Quest, it was supposed to be a new series. But the Americans didn't do it that way. They continued it on as if it was ending up from Energon. So an awful lot of it gets missed out. And you get Hotshot come back as the arrogant little twat. Now, the idea behind Cybertron is it is a completely new storyline, in that when Unicron's destruction, at the end of Armada and Energon, threatens the Transformers planet of Cybertron itself, Optimus Prime grabs his Autobot, sends a load of them to Earth. Hotshot is one of them. Hotshot becomes a blue sports car, which is remarkably useful, seeing as pretty much his first mission with Red Alert is to go to the planet Velocitron. Yes, into search for their Cyberplanet key. Though I know this is not actually Velocitron's Cyberplanet key, that's just the one I've got because it happens to activate his. So there we go. Oops, dropped it. So yes. Hotshot goes to Velocitron, where he gets into a bit of a friendly competition with the fastest thing on four wheels on Velocitron, which is Override, who is female in the American version, but is actually, I believe she's male in the Japanese version. And thankfully, even though she's female, she is nowhere as annoying. She is nowhere as annoying as Thunderblast, who was really annoying. Sorry, someone's laptop. It was either mine, it was either Adam's or Billy's laptop was beat. Now, Hotshot, who was at this point told by Optimus Prime to blend in with the locals, competes in their biggest race, going. And the ongoing rivalry between Hotshot and Override continues. Later on, Hotshot is shot. Is one of the ones that's damaged beyond repair by a rather POD'd Megatron. And he is reformatted into Cybertron Defense Hotshot, which you've already seen a review of in my Universe Roadbuster, which is just a recolor, as I said, of Cybertron Defense Hotshot. And in that ability, he becomes much more powerful and becomes quite an effective trio. They become the Autobots' heavy hitters. I mean, even when they're on Gigantotron, they're able to see past Soundwave's abilities, and that's quite clever in itself, because Soundwave has previously really confused the Autobots with what it can do. And Hotshot stays as pretty much a forefront character. I mean, admittedly, the likes of Armada, Energon, and Cybertron, it had a much smaller character base. A much smaller character base, in that, unlike, say, the G1 cartoon, or even RID, where you had loads of different people. Cybertron, the Unicron trilogy, as I called it, it had a much smaller character base than other cartoon series did. So it's very easy to keep all the main characters central to the cartoon and the comics, well, the cartoons themselves. And so Hotshot stays very, very central. With the toys of the Cybertron range, now Armada had a really, really, really bad toy range. It was horrible. Energon was mediocre. The Cybertron range, for the most part, was actually quite good. It was really good in many of the toys that came out. Cybertron Prime being an absolute great example. Leader Starscream being another absolutely great example. Vector Prime, another really good example of the really nice. Even Override itself is quite nice. Some of them weren't that nice. There were some fugglier versions, but for the most part, the Cybertron toys really did quite nicely. And in my opinion, a lot of the Cybertron toys are the second best toy range for playability that Hasbro have produced. The first, of course, being the Classics lines, the Classics and the Universe lines. I mean, Animated's got some nice toys, but as I said before, Animated's got some fugly toys as well. But there we go. So this is Hotshot, obviously in his Earth mode, as in the blue sports car. Obviously supposed to be a redoing of Hot Rod, but because Hasbro lost the name to Hot Rod, they can never call him Hot Rod again. Hence why he's always now referred to as Rodimus Prime, Rodimus Minor, blah 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 blah, depending on how you want to do it. Cybertron Hotshot comes with one main accessory, as in his Cyberplanet key. Though I realise this is the wrong Cyberplanet key, but I've got a selection that are hidden behind on one of my shelves, and I just grab one that fits. You push it in the back here. It's rather, and you get that. These two little wings pop out, which is, it's got to be said, is rather crap. I mean, when you compare Cybertron Defense's Scattershot planet key, which is the thing snapping and these giant guns pop out, that's rather anticlimactic, it has to be said. Transforming it, the Transformers Cybertron range, like a lot of the other toy range, like the Armada and the Energon range, quite simplistic. Very much referring back to the days of pull the legs down, wide open, and they're done. Flip the feet out. Flip the feet out, the arms pull up, snap out, and then you just turn the back. And you have Cybertron Hotshot in robot mode. Doesn't have a hand cannon, instead has these, yeah, you can just about see these three ridges here, which would be very similar in design to Hot Rod's arm guns in the movie. Oh, he does have an opening driver's seat. A nice toy. I've actually had this toy for a long time now. I must have got this toy quite early on when I started collecting Transformers. So probably about 3 years now at least I've had this toy, and I bought him new, and he's weathered quite well. Because he's one of the ones that sits on the shelf. He's also one of the ones that gets nudged about quite a lot when I move things. And it's a very nice toy, and as I said with a lot of the Cybertron ranges are really nice toys. They don't get enough due. And I imagine it's one of the reasons why a lot of them have been repainted into the classics, because of course the classics. I mean, Vector Prime's been repainted, though he's still called Vector Prime. Cybertron Sideways made Universe Rat Bat. Cybertron Soundwave made Universe Blaster. The three Cybertron Defense teams have all been repainted. Cybertron Defense Scattershot has been repainted twice. I'm just looking now. There's some weird mixing. He's from the planet Gigantatron. He's a giant mix master. Quick Mix, I think he's called. He's been repainted into some weird Universe Decepticon, and that toy's absolutely fugly. Cybertron Evac has been repainted twice into Blades and Springer, and I think there's a third one, but I'm not sure. So there we go. You know, a lot of them have been repainted, and they are some of the nicer toys to have been repainted. I mean, as I said, it has got some horrible ones. I am very much in agreement with Time Lord here in that Leo Convoy, or whatever the hell it's called, Beast Wars Optimal Prime, whatever. The repaint of Nemesis of Leo Breaker from Cybertron is hideous. It's horrible. The only reason I bought it was because it goes nicely with not Sentinel Prime, sorry, Optimus Prime from Cybertron Prime. So yes, but Hotshot is one of the nicer characters in the Cybertron range. Good posability. Not an awful lot you can do with him, it has to be said. You know, he can make the standard heroic poses, but nothing over the top. And it really has to be said. You know, his Cyberplanet gimmick. It really is so blooming anticlimactic. You know, it's a bit daft, really. And even the cartoon, that's all it does. It goes ka-chink, zhunk. So yes, that is my review done on Cybertron Hotshot. One of the ones I do want to review, but at the moment we've just put the bed back together, so all the bedding's currently covering up, is the leader Starscream. Because that's just such a great toy. It's just such a great toy. But yes, for now then, this is Silverbolt with Cybertron Hotshot signing off, saying au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen.